I honestly think the time has come for President Trump to impose harsh sanctions on Russia and also to increase military support for Ukraine.
Mike Pence. Yep, the same guy Trump's fans nearly turned into a human piñata on the 6th of January is back, weighing in on Trump's latest foreign policy fumble. On Meet the Press, he urged Trump to get tough on Putin. If only our president could muster that kind of backbone to face him.
Let me ask you about the war in Ukraine. There were talks in Turkey this week between Russia and Ukraine, but none of the principals were there. President Zelensky wasn't there. President Putin wasn't there. President Trump wasn't there. President Trump said the only way to get a deal is for him to meet with Putin face to face. Knowing what you know about Vladimir Putin, Mr. Vice President, do you think he will ever be serious about making a deal?
You've got to appreciate Kristen Welker's framing of the issue and the significance of direct talks. Still, it's as if Trump's presence in a face-to-face with Putin would change anything other than generating a fantastic photo op. But hey, I'll let you hear former VP Mike Pence's response anyway.
It's been roughly 3 years since Russia launched its unprovoked, brutal invasion into Ukraine. Hundreds of thousands of lives have been lost. At the outset of the war, I actually traveled with my wife across the border to a refugee center. Saw hundreds and hundreds of women and children of every age fleeing from the Russian invasion. I would return there a year or so back and meet with President Zelensky and hear again about the horrors and depredations of the Russian military. Look, I've met Vladimir Putin. My judgment is Vladimir Putin only understands strength. And, President Zelensky has agreed to a ceasefire, a 30-day ceasefire that our European allies called for. And Vladimir Putin calls a meeting that he doesn't show up for. So I honestly think the time has come for President Trump to impose harsh sanctions on Russia and also to increase military support for Ukraine. I think those two messages, making it clear, in combination with the President's good recent dialogue with President Zelensky that took place at the Vatican, and in addition to the new mineral deal, which I think sent a deafening message to Moscow that America and Ukraine are here to stay, I think the time is now for sanctions against Russia, and additional sanctions against Russia, Kristen, and also renewed military support for Ukraine. I think that and only that has the potential to bring Vladimir Putin to the table and achieve a just and lasting peace.
Bold words, especially coming from a man who once needed the Secret Service just to escape the Capitol through the back door. It's a good thing Pence found the courage to advocate for Trump to implement harsher sanctions and increase military aid. But let's be honest, that's never going to happen. Not with this president, who practically worships Putin. And seriously, who says more military support for Ukraine will subdue Russia? Haven't we been doing exactly that since Putin invaded? And about those sanctions, are they specific or just rhetorical fluff? Because with Trump's disastrous tariff war experiment still fresh in memory, it's looking more and more like American economic measures, like sanctions, are toothless at this point. Hasn't Putin been laughing these sanctions off as he continues to decimate Ukraine? All right, friends, here's the deal. We need your support to level up our game. How can you help? Simple. Like, share, and drop a comment. Shower us with your love, your applause, or even your brutally honest displeasure. We can take it, we promise. Your feedback fuels us, even if it stings a little. And before you dash off, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Heck, if you're feeling retro, send us a carrier pigeon or a smoke signal. Stay awesome, stay witty, and we'll see you next time.